That male duck there says, catch me if you can. I'm the gingerbread man. Let's get some of that feed translated in there. Guys, right there. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Guys, mayday. That's our feeding call. While we're here, before we get too far into these goats, we need to send some birthday shout outs out. Let's start with my Uncle Pat. My Uncle Pat, if you're watching this thing, man, happy birthday to you. I hope Jacksonville is treating you fine up there, and maybe old Trevor Lawrence will pull it out for you guys. My cousin Ashley, happy birthday to you. I saw you checked out Nashville and such, and I hope you had a blast up there. Next we're gonna send a birthday shout out across the creek, all the way over to Huntsville, Alabama area. Carter, young Carter, if you're watching this thing, man, I saw the wrestling's been working out great for you. I'm glad you're getting a chance to check out some of those high school basketball games and such. Happy birthday to you as well. And I almost forgot, I almost put a J&M special. A happy birthday out to Leon. If you're watching this thing, J&M, get this thing over to Leon. I'm talking quick, like Twitter quick. Make sure Leon knows we sent him a happy birthday as well. Gone are the days, guys. I'm talking about when we used to light this up right here. Well, you guys know what come next. Turn the music up and call over the girls. Woo. I went to unwinding it and going ahead and getting started on it, but the laziness kicked in. Talking about country like using zip ties to hang nesting boxes. I stopped in here with these guys, well, because it was a waste of time for me to try to talk over loudmouth out there. Well, a waste of time about like ordering straight run chicks retail. You guys know how it is when you order those straight run chicks retail, and about 4 weeks into the process, well, they start growing combs and wattles. Well, not the case with these guys here. Beautiful buff orbiters, they're growing out well. We're gonna get these guys moved out. Across the creek. Back again with another one, guys. Back again with another one. The reason why I'm starting right here in front of this pen here is because, well, these guys here has been bringing it. They've been laying machines, and to be quite honest, well, we weren't really prepared for it. We didn't have much nesting area set up for these guys. Well, we're still waiting on that old colorful one right there. That's old Heartache. Old Heartache on the dance floor. We're still waiting for her to get the land and such. But we've got to try to get some nesting areas set up for these guys today. And that's one of many things. You guys know on a homestead there's always many things to do. Second thing that comes to mind right off is we've got an old compost in our garden area over there with some pumpkins and such on it. We're gonna get them guys covered up with some topsoil. Well, to see if we can bring them back around again. We've got some old Amish pumpkins, some old Amish decorative pumpkins and such, and we've got to get those guys brought back around. After we do that, well, we've got to feed Crocky and such. We've got to get in the creek and see if we can, well, come up with something good for them to eat. Maybe some old snails, maybe some old salamanders. I almost said some lavenders, but that's a color. I meant salamanders. Get them some old salamanders and crawfish and stuff. If you interrupt my commentary one more time, well, Titus, Mr. Tommy, how you guys want him? You want him fried, baked, maybe that old Popeye's naked blackened chicken. I can do that too. But we gotta catch some crawfish and such for Crocky to eat on. And ooh, that's strike two. That's strike two. And after we get done with that, of course, we got to get our laying hens all set up and fed out, of course. But I started right here, and the reason why I'm... That's strike three. Play the intro. We're gonna fry this guy. Well, sorry about that, guys. We're hovering over this old creek bank here because that's what I was trying to tell you guys about. Well, I've got to get off in here and try to get me some bait for Crocky today. And I couldn't talk over old loudmouth there. You know how it is when you're trying to say something, you can't talk over the loudmouth next to you. And I couldn't talk very loud. Well, to be honest, because I was trying to sneak off. Well, if we have any fathers on the channel, y'all know how it is. When you're headed to that back door, by the time you make it to that doorknob and think you're gonna get out of there, well, can I go? They meet you around the corner. I don't really mind taking them out, but, well, sometimes I just work quicker without them. Y'all know how that is. And, well, they sort of use the work as a way, well, for them to earn $1 here and there. Well, sort of like allowance. Y'all, when I was growing up, I didn't have no allowance. The only allowance we had, well, you were just about allowed to live there. Gone are the days. Well, guys, I went inside to get some string to, you know, rig this old crawfish basket up and such. And if we got any husbands on the channel, well, you know how it is when you go inside and you need something. Well, you need it directly. And it took Mr. Goodfurrier too long to find me some string from one of his old magnets in there and such. All I done there is I laced it up with some old braid. I don't know if you can see that braid on there or not, but I've got it baited up with some floating catfish feed. And we're gonna get this thing in this old creek here because, well, I'm gonna let it do some catching while I'm trying to do some catching on the other end. Well, there she sits right there. And what you see here, well, it ain't really nothing new at all, y'all. These baskets here were made several years ago. I'm talking about throwback. Brady Bunch. The youngest one in curls. Gone are the days. We're gonna check back in on this sucker here in just a second. And hoping we got something for old Crocky to eat on. Y'all, we appreciate you guys watching, following across the creek this far. If you got another minute or so, we got a few more things we gotta knock out. Stay tuned. Gigi, if you happen to be catching this one, many years ago when you come over, you brought these gloves over to help us when you worked on that horse of ours. Well, we're still using them to this day. Let's get back after it. Maria and I got these old plastic milk crates loaded down with hay. But while we're doing that, I need to stop and give a shout out to Board on the buck he killed the other day. Well, it seems you're just as accurate with that rifle as you are with that 3-ball. Boom! Somebody tell this daggum Jersey here he can't have our hay. Maria and I were just standing out here. We watched his egg drop here. And I don't know how well the lens is picking up, but it's still a little wet. And it's just now starting to get hard. I was doing some turning of that dirt there, and I gave up. I just threw some feed, and I said, they'll turn it. They'll turn it. If it need to be turned, they'll figure out how to get it turned. I was showing Maria one of my new moves there. If any of you guys run a homestead at home, you know you have to trick some of the animals to feed sometimes, especially these guys. Well, my last move I just showed her, I named that move the Razzle Dazzle. Let's get some food in here. They said they tired of waiting on it. Speaking of waiting on it, I just dropped the tail down that outside, and that duck there didn't wait on it. Well, he left the suds in the bucket and the clothes hanging out on the line then. Let's get to the other side. Old Mississippi girl's getting a little bigger, y'all. She's getting a little taller. Well, we stopped in here to visit old RJ Jr. here. And looked like he said y'all must have forgot, he said. Putting some feed down and such, well, because Maria and I doing an experiment to see, well, if we can get these animals laying just a little bit quicker and such. But so far, no luck. It's involved in quick change in diet and well, a quick change in temperature as well. And we're gonna see if they adjust well and pick it up and go to laying them blue and green swirl eggs. We got our pumpkins over in these garden beds here, and we got our old composted dirt there out of compost that our chickens, you know, put the time and work and efforts into. And we're gonna cover it up, these seeds up here, with dirt, and we're gonna let these guys blossom into some pumpkins come May the 1st. For any of you that may have questions about me leaving my tools and stuff just laying around, well, for 2 reasons. First reason is, well, it's my Justin Rhodes setup here. It's where I get my dirt for compost and such. And it often makes really, really good fine dirt to plant in and such. And the other good reason I leave it there is because I'm lazy. Alright, we got them pumpkins in the ground and covered up. We've added some topsoil to let those seeds decompose. And what'll happen is, well, y'all know what'll happen. They'll come back. I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence style. They'll be back come spring. If there's anybody out there watching this thing, well, got a secret that they want to share on how to catch these things up. Well, the reason why I say that, guys, is because we had geese in there with them, and well, I was able to catch those geese up using an old cast net. I was able to pitch that cast net right over top and bring them in. But that old green-headed one there, well, that's the male. His name's Gingerbread Man. I'm sure you guys know why we named him that. Well, this area here is going to be our next garden area, and it's turning out well. Our shavings are decomposing well. We've got good soil pH level and such. We've just been bringing in these cow manure patties and such, and well, you know what that's going to do. We've got some goat droppings for fertilizer mixed in there as well, along with some old rabbit droppings as well. So we're going to be looking to do a whole bunch of planting in this area and such. We're going to fence it in country style with maybe some old chicken wire and such. And well, we're going to be growing some of the best bang bang squash your lips ever tasted. There's a roll of fencing there that we're going to fence in that area that I was just showing you guys. I already started unwinding and such, but we're going to get some posts and stuff to put out, and it'll make a good little garden area for us. Well, for any of our across the creek family that's checking this thing out, maybe overseas or maybe in the northern states here, well, this old metal barrel here, it's a southern delicacy. Come wintertime, when those hands get just about cold and frostbitten, well, we fire up these old barrels country style. Whoa, I'm talking about Foley, Alabama, nymph somewhere. Well, you guys heard me mention baiting that trap up, and well, normally when I bait that thing up, I like to catch about 25 to 30 of these guys for Crockett to eat on and such. Well, got a little bad news for Crockett today. He's gonna be upset. Well, this fishing here just went just like my fishing trips normally do. Never what I expect to catch. He's either gonna have to make do with these 5, or I'll use these 5 toughies here to go fishing instead. Don't matter to me none. Well, those nesting boxes that y'all saw us fill up with hay, we're gonna get them hung up in these areas here. Well, so these guys here can go do some laying and such in them. And what we're looking to do is we're gonna try to collect these eggs from this area here, and we're gonna get them dropped off over at the Skid Row hatch off area with Benji and such. Talking about country like using zip ties to hang nesting boxes. Well, I'm sure everybody does that on their homestead. Maria's getting them hung up there. Let me put my hands on something so I don't get fired. Y'all reckon them zip ties strong enough to hold? Hey, bannies, they shouldn't weigh that much, should they?
No. Don't you hate it when that zip tie just won't go?
One about the wind. There's one. Let's get the other one up. Well, now that we got these things up, guys, we got to get on to the next project. And by next project, I mean NFL wild card. We'll catch you on the next one.